right, it is 5:30. I'd like to call the public hearing to order, please. This is on housing, public hearing. So if you'd stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee DeVore?
Present.
Trustee Gatt?
Present.
Trustee Kazam?
Present.
Trustee Marfell?
Present.
Trustee Wigginton?
Present.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Present.
All right, we do have everyone present, and welcome everyone. This is a public hearing specifically on housing, and just incidentally, the Village Board has recently made its top priority neighborhoods and housing, and tonight we're fortunate to have Michael Bruner. Michael is a planner with the Tri-County Regional Planning Commission, and he's spearheading this effort. So Michael, take it away.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Mayor. So really fast, I'm Michael Bruner, a planner at Tri-County Regional Planning Commission, and we also have Gabe here, also a planner at Tri-County that's helping me with this grant application. So what are we doing? We're applying on behalf of the village for a state grant from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity to do a housing rehab program. And so this is a competitive grant open statewide to all communities within the state of Illinois. There's a total of $6,500,000 available in this program, with a maximum grant award per community of $550,000. And we will be applying for the full amount of $550,000. So what does this grant do? Well, the grant is meant to address housing needs for eligible homes in the community or project area that you might choose. So it's meant to bring homes back up to safety standards and back up to current codes. So if you have old plumbing or old electrical, we would be able to use the funding to improve the electrical plumbing and bring it back to 2021 codes and standards. It can do anything in terms of home improvement, so we can bring things back to codes, mechanical, structural, energy efficiency, any lead-based paints or any lead abatement that's needed. Is there retrofitting homes for those with disabilities or elderly so they can utilize their home to the fullest possible way? And then also it's to help promote and revitalize neighborhoods. You know, one homeowner fixes up their home, maybe the next homeowner would do the same. So it's meant to help those who need assistance to do such. So who's eligible? That's the question that I'm sure everyone here is wanting to know. So it has to be owner occupied, so you have to own your home. You can't be a renter, you have to own your home, and it has to be a single family home. Okay, and then you have to meet some income guidelines. So it depends on how many people live in your home. So if you're a family of one, you can't exceed $42,750. That's 80% of the median income for the village of Peoria Heights. So every year, the U.S. Census Bureau comes up with an estimate of the median household income, and then the HUD requires the maximum income you can have is 80% of that median income. So for one, it's the $42,000. For a household of two, it's $48,850. Household of three, $54,950. A household of four, $61,050. Household of five, $65,950. Household of six, $70,850. Household of seven, $75,750, and a household of eight is $80,600. Now those are the maximums allowed. Obviously you get more points if you have lower income. So if you're below 30% of the median income, there's a higher priority. If you're below 50% of the median income, then you're this next priority. And then if you're below the 80% of the median income, then you would be the third priority for receiving funding. And so if you filled out the survey, then there was the 3 columns. The first column was the 30, then the middle was 50, and the last column was 80%. And then if you haven't filled out the survey and you want to fill out the survey, I do have copies with me, so come see me after this, and I'll be happy to help you fill out the survey so we can get those completed for you. So when can we apply for the program? Well, so right now, the village is just applying for the grant. So we're gonna submit to the state of Illinois and say, hey, we want this program, right? We want to help our community and help those in need to help improve their homes. So that's due, the grant application is due this August 3rd, Tuesday, August 3rd. And so I will be driving down to Springfield, hand delivering it, so we know that it got there. We're not gonna use a mail or anything like that. So we're going to deliver it in person. And then hopefully we'll find out if we receive the grants in late winter, early spring is probably of next year. So 2022, late winter, early spring is when we should hopefully find out if we receive the funding. And then once we receive the funding, there's some administrative stuff that we have to do in-house. But once we've gotten all that taken care of, then we can start opening up the application process for the community members that are interested in participating in the program to apply for funding. So this year we're applying for the maximum amount. So that's estimated to help 10 homes. If there's a few homes that just need some minor work, then we might be able to squeeze in more than 10 homes, but the goal is 10 homes. So what does the grant pay for? So the pay, like I said, it's used for owner occupied, but so it's on top of the bringing up the codes. It can also do weatherization. It can do energy efficiency and lead abatement, as I mentioned. So within the $550,000, it will pay for the administrator. So the Tri-County Regional Planning Commission, Gabe and I will be administrating the grant. That pays for our salary, so $30,000 total for that. And then in terms of the home inspection and assessments and all that stuff, so if you're awarded, we'll have a assessor come out, evaluate your home, develop a bid, and then we will put that out to contractors to bid for the program, and then the the lowest and most reliable bidder will be awarded. Now, of course, the homeowner does have a say in that, as well as the village. So there's services for that will cost $38,000 to pay for the assessor and the inspector. So the remaining amount of money will be used for improving the homes. And then, so you're probably all curious how much money is eligible for each home. So the maximum award for each home is $50,000. Now, we don't expect all homes are going to cost $50,000. So some homes might just need a new roof. So it's only a few thousand, right? But if you need a lot of work, the total maximum award would be $50,000. Now, there are some stipulations to this program. So like I said, single family, owner occupied, but also the home can't reside in a floodplain. So if you do reside in a floodplain, unfortunately, you are not eligible just because the state of Illinois wants the money to be able to stay and benefit the neighborhood for a long period of time. In a floodplain, you're at risk of being flooded and then that work being damaged. So we can't do anything in the floodplain. So that kind of answers, I think, we just kind of came up with a few questions that we thought that people would want answered, and those are what I came up with, but I would happy to entertain questions, and I'll answer them the best that I can for you all. And like I said, if you haven't done the survey yet, please let me know, and I will get you set up with a survey so we can get that completed for you.
Anyone have any questions? Go right ahead.
Yes.
On my disability, will that amount count against the income, or will it be separated?
So disability would count as your income, so we would use that to account for your income.
It would add on to my work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a kind of question, is, how will it be determined based off the lowest income on who gets awarded, what residents get awarded the grant? Based
Right.
off lowest income and work your way up?
So it's lowest income, elderly, and people with disabilities. So it's off of we have a grading criteria, and it's based off those. So your income, there's elderly in the household, so 62 or older, person with disabilities, and then also just need. So if the health and safety is the utmost importance, so if there's a health and safety issue, that's also going to kind of weigh in a factor of selecting the 10 homes.
And my other question, the assessor, would they be actually getting with the homeowner to help determine what they think would be the best
Yes.
done
So
at the house, I guess?
yeah. So we would have an assessor come into the house, and they would do a walkthrough with the homeowner, and they'll kind of evaluate the whole home. They'll do lead testing, and just make sure and come up with a bid, what they think, bid specifications of what they think need to be completed. Once that bid's done, they'll review that with the homeowner. The homeowner will have to sign off onto that, and then once the homeowner has signed off on that, then we would go out for a bid and select the contractor.
So would you go through the applicants to decide who would get an assessor sent out, or would all of the people that apply get an assessor, or how would that work?
So all the people that apply and are getting funded will get we'd have an assessor comes out. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
I have a question, sir. What's the village's role as a governing body in this if the grant is awarded?
Yes, that's a very good question. So Tri-County will administer the grant, but we also need help with the assessing and inspections. So that's going to be where the village really comes in. Is where the village will need to help supply an assessor and an inspector. Both have to be lead certified.
Correct. We've had preliminary discussions already with that, Dave. And one question I have, Michael, first of all, you and Gabe have done an outstanding job of working with administration during this whole process, so very, very thankful for that. But could you also touch on, is this an annual grant? Is this something we can reapply for each year? So if somebody doesn't get it the first year, maybe there's...
Yes, very good point. Thank you, Chief Sutton. This is offered annually, so hopefully we'll be successful this time, and then we'll be able to fix roughly 10 homes, and then we can apply again next year, and just keep the cycle going until there's no more need, right? So that's the goal, is to keep this a recurring cycle to help improve homes that need help. Yes.
Will the village be actually hiring the work to be done, or will we just grant it to the homeowner?
Right. So how that works, she asked if the village will be hiring the help, or if the money will be granted to the homeowner. So the money goes to the village, so the village will be paying the bills, but the homeowner has the say of who's doing the work. They help us, and they have the say on what work is being done. They sign off on the scope of work for improvements, and the contract is going to be between you, the homeowner, and the contractor, but the village will be paying the bill with the grant money.
I have a couple. Is the homeowner allowed to do any of the work themselves, or it has to be done through a contractor that we have chosen?
Yeah, it has to be done through a contractor.
Okay. When you were here last time, there was a list of requirements that we had to hit for our application for
Yes.
this grant. Currently, as we stand today, what are we missing?
Yes.
Or what do you still need from us as a community to be able to apply for this grant?
Yeah, so we should be good now on surveys. For the requirements for the surveys, is they want you to have 3 surveys for every home that you plan to rehab. So that would be, we want to do 10 homes, so that would be 30 surveys needed. I believe there's 12 surveys for me to pick up tonight, which if those are all good, that would put us over the 30, so we're good there. The only thing that we're kind of looking for right now is letters of interest from contractors. I know Sarah has, put the fillers out there for getting those letters, but we have not received any thus far. So that is the one thing that it's not requirement to have, but it definitely gives us extra points to have those letters of interest to participate. And it would give us the most points if those contractors have lead certificates.
Is there going to be a list of contractors or?
Yeah, so the goal is for the village and for Tri-County to kind of have a list of contractors that are interested, and then they would, for all the bids, we would email them out the bids. Of course, we would also advertise it for any other interested contractor to bid on it as well. Or if a homeowner has a specific contractor they wanted us to email, we could do that as well. But the goal is to have a list of 5 or 10 contractors that are interested in the program and also have all the required certifications, which is lead, basically.
How long have you been
Doing this. So this is my first housing grant. I used to do public infrastructure grants for 4 years in a previous role at Western Illinois Regional Council in Macomb, Illinois. And so that's what I did, but this is my first housing grant. Yes.
When you put the stuff out for bid, who's going to decide what contractors get it? It's not, is it automatically going to be the lowest bid? Or is the board going to review
Right.
contractors and decide on?
So it will be the village, Tri-County, and the homeowner will make that decision. It's going to go to the most responsible and lowest bidder.
And if there's a problem, if they didn't work right, or who takes care of that? Who helps the homeowner out?
That would be Tri-County and the village. We would make it right, and the contractor's not going to get paid for work they didn't do.
This is not the first time this has been offered. I think it was 2000, offered to my mom. I was in New York,
Yeah,
They
yeah.
come in, they told her they was gonna do a bunch of work, and replace the furnace, which was all good, she needed it. And then told her they'd be back the next day for the windows, and never showed up, none of the work got done. And she called, and
Right.
nobody showed up.
Well, this is the first time this program's been offered, sir, and I've been here 27 years. I think we might be referring to Home in the Heights possibly, I'm not sure. But this program, this is the
Yeah.
first time that we've ever had this in Peoria Heights, at least in the last 27 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll assure that won't happen, because if that happens, then it would be Peoria Heights and Tri-County would get in trouble, and we don't have to deal with that, so that won't happen in this program, I promise you on that. Yep.
Any other questions? Questions from the board, trustees? Okay, going once, going twice. Michael, do you have anything else to add?
No, I'll just say if you haven't completed the survey, just let me know, and I'll get that survey for you so you can get that completed.
And we appreciate everyone's interest in showing up tonight, and believe me, the village board is really enthused about getting into the neighborhoods and improving the neighborhoods, so thank you for being here tonight. And if you have any further questions, call or email administration. So the public hearing is adjourned, and we will start the village board meeting promptly at 6 o'clock.